So there's different ways that we view religion, and the ways that we view religion and marriage are going to be really impactful on how you process through a mixed faith marriage. First, marriage is primarily seen as either a legal contract, something that you go and you sign that piece of paper, and the government recognizes you as a married couple, and as a societal construct, which is the idea that the society has about what marriage is, what the function of marriage is, what the utility is. It's seen as a partnership by some people, whether that be a romantic partnership or a business partnership or some combination of those. And so, one of the first questions you have to ask yourself is, what was my expectation and what are my beliefs about marriage as a legal contract and as a societal construct? But it's not just those two things. For people who practice religion or people whose marriage was based in a religious context, marriage is also a spiritual institution. So there's a spiritual bond between the couple, especially a couple that starts with the same religion. Sometimes in some religious contexts, marriage is a necessary step in receiving further enlightenment or growth or progression in the religious context. And it's also seen as a set of promises and plans from a specific religious standpoint. So if you enter into a marriage and the marital contract is that we are the same religion, we have the same religious expectations, we engage in the same rituals and practices of the religion, and then that contract changes, you have to start wondering what happens with that set of promises and plans that we had for that spiritual institution that we had planned for originally. Now, what I see in the couples that I work with, the biggest struggle comes in their marriage if there's an overdependence, and I can't stress that enough, an overdependence on a shared religion being the foundation of the marriage. That's when I see the most conflict with the couples that I work with. If the main foundation of their relationship is we have to be the same religion or we're not okay, that there aren't other things that help support or buoy up that marriage. And what I see in those relationships is that there's a false sense of intimacy that grows, that there's, okay, we share the same religion, so we must share all of these other same things as well. And so that false sense of intimacy that comes from just being the same on this religious standpoint can sometimes block or get in the way of real intimacy developing between married partners or coupled partners, because you don't really have the opportunities to learn to grow in differences, to be able to have difficult conversations and conflict that help you feel trusted and trustworthy with your partner as you grow together as a couple. And in these cases, sometimes what happens is that couples will end up moving away from each other instead of coming together if there's a faith crisis or faith transition, if the foundation of the marriage is that overdependence on a religious sameness.